Hey friends, thank you for being here with me. I'm Ella, and I just want to kind of dive right into a topic that kind of came up on the video that I posted last night. It came up organically. I love it when that happens. But it's the question that came to mind was, where is divinity right now? What is Where do you find the divine? And so I started actually journaling about it, and you know, maybe I'll share a little bit of that. I've been having trouble with really getting my thoughts out with writing, so I didn't quite get to where I wanted to go with this, but I'll just share what I have. Where is the divinity of right now? Is it in the incessant yowling of my 18-year-old cat begging for food? Is it in the spiraling down of my friend at the realization that he's watching his net worth evaporate? Is it in the relentless harassing of my friend's ornery old dog? Haranguing is actually what I said. Is it my nagging inability to force myself onto my yoga mat? Or how about this? Is it my utter refusal to acknowledge that I am without income, without health insurance, and without a plan? Maybe it's here, in between those big scary things. Maybe it's waking up to live another day. Maybe it's making a pact with a friend to be accountable in practicing yoga, and then finding a class and doing it, just like I did this morning. Maybe it's taking the dogs on 1.5-hour walks all through the neighborhood, which incidentally affords me the pleasure of observing a babbling brook, swaying old trees waving to us as we pass, exchanging warm hellos with neighbors as we pass each other with at least 6 feet between us. Maybe divinity lies in the preparation of a meal and the deep cleaning of the kitchen afterwards. Perhaps divinity lies in prayer. It seems an obvious place for divinity to hang out, prayer being holy and divine by design and all. I think it's worth saying that the divine lives, literally, everywhere. The hard part is finding it, allowing ourselves to see it, acknowledge it, and, hardest of all, receive it. Because if I allow myself to receive the divinity of any moment, this moment, as it unfolds before me, then on some level, I am acknowledging my own divinity too. And that is sometimes really hard to see what is divine. That's where I stopped, by the way. That's really hard to see, what is divine about me in this moment, right now. Right now, it is like this. As it says on my arm. Right now, it is like this. But truly, as we are all literally in this limbo, and we're all already feeling varying degrees of sanity or insanity, maybe a mix of both, because I think it's all mixed at this point. I think, the question is worth asking, where is the divine? Where is divinity right now? And, I keep going back to meditation. I keep going back to taking care of ourselves in this time is divinity. That is divine action. And it's also really hard to do under stressful situations like what everybody is in right now, you know? Because then that just ups the ante on how important it is to continue to take care of yourself and to continue, you know, your routines, your self-care routines that you have in place. And there are people putting pressure on themselves to use this downtime that we've all been given, whether we wanted it or not, to do super productive things, you know, to get back into shape, or to, you know, get really creative with cooking meals and whatever. Like the list, you know, read all of the books that you've been wanting to read but have never had the time to read, all that kind of stuff. You know, this is the time to write the book that you've always wanted to write. Blah, 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 blah. On and on and on and on. And, you know, all that's really doing is perpetuating a culture that just no longer serves us. It never really served us in the first place, but we all thought it did. We all bought into it because that's what we were told. It's what we were brought up with. Go, 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 achieve, 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 do, get results, get results, get to results. Results are all that matter. Well, guess what, people? Results don't mean anything if you're not here to actually enjoy them. So, yeah, I think that we're just, I don't know, I'm speaking as if I'm coming to some kind of answer or some kind of great realization, and I'm here to tell you that I'm not. I don't have an answer, and I don't have any great realizations. All I know is that every single day I am finding myself at so many choice points where I have a choice to do something that is nurturing and nourishing, and I have many other choices. You know, I have endless choices to you know, to be violent towards myself, to be violent towards other people. And violence, by the way, doesn't have to come in the form of, you know, physical violence. There are many kinds of violence. The violence that is most prevalent is negative self-talk, you know, the inner critic. So, you know, it's finding ways to choose to be more compassionate, to choose to be kinder, to choose to be nurturing and loving. And when we're already under stress, it's difficult to choose those things sometimes. And you know what? I think that's okay. I think what's more important is that you return to your awareness. You keep coming back and saying, oh, I have a choice here. Oh, I could choose something different here. Oh, maybe I don't really want to do it this way. Maybe I want to choose to do something else instead. You know, I think it's important that we keep coming back to choices and making sure to remind ourselves that we have the power of choice. Even though we are all staying at home right now, we still have the power of choice. So perhaps that's where the divinity is right now, is in the power of choice. Because you still have dozens of choices that you can make at any given point in time during the day. And so it's a matter of choosing what's to your highest good, right? Not easy to do, is it? Not all the time. So Right now it is like this. I feel mostly okay, actually. I have lots of big feelings that some of you can sense those through the camera. I have lots of big feelings, and, including, being concerned about my friend who has COVID-19, and she also has multiple conditions that make her immune system very compromised. So, I just want her to get better, and I want her to be okay. So there's that. I'm worried about, I am worried about my friends. I feel like I'm watching several of my friends just crumbling, and it's hard to watch. And also, it's not necessarily the person who's crumbling, but it's literally the entire framework that they have lived within. That's what's crumbling. And that is terrifying, right? It's terrifying. It's so hard to stay grounded and rooted, rooted in your own space when the framework that you've built your entire life in is crumbling. And that is what's happening in our world right now. The framework that we have lived in collectively is crumbling. And it needs to happen, but it's still terrifying. So, I did, as I said in my journaling, I did practice yoga today. It really kicked my butt, and I'm already sore, and I already know that tomorrow and then the next day are going to be worse. And that's okay. So, I have all these ideas of classes that I want to design, and I feel like this is just about the worst possible time that I could be trying to start my own business as a yoga teacher. But here I am. I am concerned because I don't have any income. I am concerned because I don't have health insurance. I am, that I'm concerned about those things. And also, I feel very strong and solid that the universe has my back and that I'm going to be okay. So it's an odd juxtaposition. It's a strange place to be in, but it's okay. There's just a lot of unknown right now. There's a lot that's in limbo. Everything is in limbo, basically. But I still believe this. I still believe that there is far more good in the world than there is bad. I genuinely believe that. And there's definitely some divinity in there, isn't there? There's some divinity in believing that. So, one of the things that I will be doing, I might just do it after I finish this video, but I would like to demonstrate a breathing technique that's very calming. And you can do it anytime. You can do it at the beginning of your yoga practice. You can do it at the end. You can do it even if you've never practiced yoga in your life. It's a very easy technique, and it definitely calms your nerves and can help slow down your heart rate and your blood pressure and that sort of thing. So I will probably just, as soon as I stop recording this, I will probably go ahead and get it recorded so I can get it posted and share with you guys. So anyway, I don't have any answers. I'm just here sharing some of what's going on in my little world. So that said, thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll see you tomorrow.